now that you know, I'm here in the Philippines. Today is the 22nd of April 2022, and today I will be talking about all the requirements that are needed when you fly into the Philippines from Australia. So I came from Sydney, Australia, and I'm pretty sure any port of destination from Australia is still the same when you fly to the Philippines. There are a few documents that are needed and required in the Sydney airport and also when you arrive in the Philippines. So these are the documents that you need before you fly. You need a vaccination certificate. I just printed out mine from MyGov, or you can just keep it in your phone as well. That's totally fine. And you also need a pre-departure negative test result. So I did a rapid test. So that one is you need it within 24 hours prior to departure. And for the RTPCR test, it's needed 48 hours prior to departure. Another documents that you need are a One Health Pass. So One Health Pass, you just register online at onehealthpass.ph. I'll put the link all in the description, and you pretty much just have to put in all your details, your flight number. You also have to put in the residency that you're going to be staying at in the Philippines. It can be hotel or, just a residence place that you're going to be staying mostly. I think it's just needed for if you were to need to quarantine, but, just for all that verification. Another document that is needed, your COVID-19 travel insurance. So it had to have a minimum of 35,000 US dollars. So I got one for unlimited amount, and I got one from Medibank, and I think there's a lot of other insurance that you can buy from. So depending on your stay in the Philippines, the price will be varied. I am staying for 2.5 weeks, and I paid for, I think it was roughly $250. If you only want the medical, which is the requirement just for the COVID-19, this one is unlimited. I think it'll be cheaper, which will be roughly $150 for 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, now I'm gonna be talking about when you arrive to the Sydney airport. We did our rapid test the day before we flew, and there's actually a testing center just outside of Sydney International Airport. It's literally adjacent to departure. You can pre-purchase an RT-PCR test for $79 or a RAT test for $59, and I did a RAT test. And I got the test roughly about 30 minutes after I got it. When we went in, there wasn't anyone because it was late in the day, but they had a lot of stuff as well. So there's a guarantee that you're gonna get it within 30 minutes if you were to get a RAT test. Okay, so upon arrival in Sydney, you do have to go to the check-in counters, and they actually mix up other flights in the counters now. Well, I went with Qantas, and that's my experience. It was a little bit of a long line, and we had to wait roughly an hour and a half, which was pretty long, but because they were verifying documents. With the verification of the documents, you need your One Health Pass, you need your negative result, your vaccination certificate, and your travel insurance. So they just check all those, and then you can check in and drop your bags. After we do all the verifications, you just go into the customs and you do the security checks, and then you just go to your gate. So I think the verification really took a long time, and definitely make sure that you arrived at the airport way before your flight. Make sure you leave enough room for the waiting time. So upon arrival in the Philippines, you have to actually line up for another verification documents, just like the one in Sydney. So the verification happened to have a lot of people. I think it's just about the timing. We arrived roughly 7 p.m. Philippines time, and I think a lot of flights arrives that time as well. It didn't take too long. I just thought that it would be a really long process, but you actually just have to wait by the seats, and you will get called out. So they just need to verify all your documents again. They need your boarding pass, vaccination certificate, negative COVID test, and also your One Health Pass. So it's pretty much the same things that I needed. It probably only took us about 30 to 45 minutes to wait for our turn. So that was pretty good. And then, you get cleared by the customs, and then you just get your baggage. So after that, that's pretty much it. There's not much else that they need, and I feel like it's pretty much similar to when you leave Australia and for when you arrive Philippines. So always make sure that you have all your documents ready and it should be smooth sailing from there. So these are my experiences flying from Australia to the Philippines. It could change any minute. So definitely make sure that you check all the guidelines in the appropriate websites so that you do not miss out on anything. If you have any questions regarding requirements, just make sure to comment down below and I'll try my best to reply and share my experience on that. Like I said, now that I'm in the Philippines, I'm so excited to be sharing more content here for you guys. We will be traveling a little bit in the Philippines in the next 2 weeks, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you are subscribed and like this video if you enjoyed this video, and turn on your post notifications just so you are notified when I post my next video. Thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you in the next one.